coming together. And as Vicky said, Vicky, my book's coming out tomorrow and it's called She Disrupts. I'm a disruptor. Yeah. So we're all disrupting the place because it's important that the word disruptor, at first I was thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't like it, but it's so significant because when we come up and we show up, we come collectively, we make changes. That's why that name is so important. So yes, embrace it. So what? Love it.
It is.
Yeah.
It's your why. It's what you do.
Absolutely.
If you're doing what your passion is and what you want to do, and it's who you are, then what the hell?
What the hell? Because you can be you. You can be authentic in your own skin and in how you look. Whether you feel in terms I mentioned about imposter syndrome, I don't believe they exist. But at the same time, for me, showing up and being authentic and leading. Okay, we have to change the name. Being an enabler.
By the way, I can't change it now because I saved it as a PNG. So I was going to do it, and I know. I opened PowerPoint. I was going to change it, and no, I've changed everything. So, but
well, it could be activator rather. Disrupt is okay, but I like activator more.
Okay, I tell you what. Then on the insert before each video clip, I'll change it from where all the female leaders to where all the female activators.
We call it power of the pack.
Okay.
I like that as well.
So what are we going to go with then? Where are
we all becoming a wolf pack now? There you go.
We're a pack. We're the FQ pack.
Okay, so what do you want me to put on the title? Where are all the female
badasses?
All right then, BaddAsses.
Yeah, I actually think that's a really nice term, Shelley, because so when I was growing up, I was quite influenced by a lot of the males. I was quite late born. A lot of my dad's friends had already had kids. A lot of my mum's friends had already had kids. And I kind of got lumbered with a lot of the blokes. So I have quite a lot of masculine characteristics. And as I grew up, I fell part of Maggie Thatcher's Article 25. So does anyone here know what Article 25 is?
No.
No. So if you're a girl and you're a girly girl, then you're a girl, and you will naturally fall into relationships with men. And if you're a guy and you're a girly guy, then you fall into relationships naturally with a woman. Well, because I had so many characteristics, I was kind of like left to the outliers. And as I've kind of grown up, I've kind of realized that I don't fit in a box. I am non-binary. I don't fit into that. And because there was so little leaders or so many other people out there who could identify with what I was going through, I kind of felt like a little bit of a lone wolf, Han Solo sort of thing. And I figured if I was going to go into battle, I had to have all of the information. So I would actively be an activist, and I would go off and I would forage information. And then when I had the right information, I would stand and become the immovable object, which was fine when I was speaking to my peers, but it wasn't so fine when I was speaking to my boss or the director of department. And they were like, oh my God, Vic is such a gobshite. What is going on here about? And then when I actually turned out to be right, it was someone else had given me the information, and that someone else had to be a bloke.
Yeah.
And I very quickly learned after that if you encourage a bloke to think like you and to have the same idea as you, then when it's his, he can't argue with your idea. So I made a career of doing that. There's not a single decision when I worked in sales that my boss had come up with that I didn't agree with or plant in his head. it was kind of like subversive control. And since I left corporate, it's a case of, well, I now run my own thing. I do my own business. So then I don't need to, manipulate anyone else. But then I come up against the other piece, which is the blokes out there expect me to be very dominant, be the leader because I run my own business, but then at the same time be subservient to them. So it's kind of like the other side of the coin. So most of my clients are men, and I say, if you treat me like a bloke, we're going to get on fine. If you expect me to bring you a cup of tea, I'm not the person for you.
Yeah. So,
sorry, Shelley?
What's your business?
So I run a business called Tender Response. We write public sector responses. So we do contracts, we help you find them, we help you qualify them, and then we help pull together a response. So it's sales collateral, but it's compliance sales.
Mm. You probably always get the yes, right?
Yeah.
That's my gut, is that you don't get no's.
No, not often. I have a pretty high conversion rate.
What I find interesting here is that absolutely every lady that's spoken so far has talked about how you have worked your way around a system which is up against you. And the creativity is amazing. Dunya, do you want to join us?
Very quickly before we move on, because everyone here is so important, and I want to hear everyone's story. Just very quickly, a woman is disruptive, but a man is strong-willed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said that, and I can just feel the hatred.
There's no hatred. It's just an understanding what's going on, and I think it's just really that we've grown up for 2,000 years in this culture where women have been made less than.
In fairness, Shirin, we'll see what happens when you ladies post this, because you may well get some hatred.
Bring it.
Yeah. Now, Dunya, are you there? Do you want to speak on things?
What would you like me to say?
I would like you to say a little bit about what leadership looked like to you, who was a role model for you growing up.
Oh, a role model. That's a very trick question. I don't really have a role model in my life. Never had. But I think I'm a little bit opposed of what you all stand for. Oh. I've never really received any abuse or controversy as such in my role as a business leader or as a firefighter for the London Fire Brigade for a very long time. So I was always working in a very male-dominant environment, and I always got treated as a woman and respected as a woman. We offer different qualities. We often not as physically strong. We need the men in our life. They've got different qualities. And we bring different qualities to their lives. But when you're in a relationship or when you have weak men around you, then you're going to have to wear the trousers. You're going to have to step up. You're going to have to rip off your skirt and do that male role. But when you have a real true alpha male with strong values, a real warrior that can fight, that has that male strength, but yet is really peaceful and has that ability to take care of a woman, I think it's truly beautiful. So I stand very much against that we have to stand up for our female and we need to do the male role and stuff. I'm not for that. I think together you bring a much stronger and different dynamic.
Is it fair of me to say that the perception then is that this is about women leading over men, whereas you're talking about the complementary nature of binary couples in this example?
Don't know if I understand the full essence of your question, but a female leader in a business, there's nothing wrong with it. A male leader in a business, there's nothing wrong with that. If he's a shithead and a bully and an absolute toxic male, then he's a wrong person. But you get that also in a completely female dominant environment and a female leader. You get exactly the same kind of. So bring a really beautiful balance with emotional intelligence people, and you're going to have a beautiful company. You're going to have a beautiful environment. The London Fire Brigade is definitely not one of those. It's very toxic. It's got leaders in positions that they shouldn't be there.